Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Great America Show. It's great to have you with us on another beautiful day here in America. So much to talk about today. President Trump back from his monumental peacekeeping mission trip over to Israel and Egypt. And as you guessed it, he got back and is right to work. Holding a meeting today with the president of Argentina, Javier Milei, with his cabinet. And just moments ago, the Presidential Medal of Freedom for Charlie Kirk, given to his widow, Erica. A lot in attendance there for that. I mean, this man, I don't know what he does. I don't know what supplements he's taking or anything like that, but he does not sleep. And I don't think he actually drinks coffee. I've never seen him drink coffee, just a healthy amount of Diet Coke. So I'm not sure how he does it or what he's doing, but this man has the energy of someone that I've never seen before, the energy of someone a quarter of his age. I think in his medical that he just got the other day, they showed his blood work to be of someone 15 years younger. And I think it's very, very, very accurate because this man doesn't rest. So he holds this meeting with Javier Milei, and he doesn't hold back on the Marxist Democrats because they still have our government held hostage. Yeah, still playing games, still holding the government hostage. Listen to President Trump and what their demands are, what they're demanding from him.
That's why they keep the government closed. They have a shutdown based on nonsense. They want to give away 1.5, think of it, they want to give away $1.5 trillion to people that come into the country illegally. And as you know, the borders now are closed. But when they hear that they get the greatest health care package in the world and they have no money, but they're living okay in another country, they head up and they start forming caravans and they try and come into our country. But the big problem is they want to give health care to people that should not get health care. They want to give health care to illegal immigrants by the millions. Look at Gavin Newsom, what he's done. He's ruined California, gives health care to anybody. And I guess they do it for votes. I actually think it's bad politics, but I guess they do it for votes.
It's definitely bad politics, and they're doing it for votes. But the problem is since Donald Trump's back in power, it's going to be a little bit harder for the illegals to vote. And I don't think they realize that. The Democrats are absolutely getting killed on this. They're losing on the issue, no doubt about it. Look at any of the polling. They're losing on it, and they're going to continue to lose. Now, Speaker Mike Johnson has said multiple times he believes they're going to be looking to open up the government sometime after the No Kings rally. That's the rallies that they have for President Trump to let everyone know they're against any one leader becoming a king or a dictator, but they seem to forget the Democrats are the ones who have taken the reins on that. Donald Trump allegedly lost election in 2020, left office in 2020, January in 2021, and now came back. The only president to win 3 elections. In my opinion, of course, right? We don't want to be censored on YouTube or any of these networks because we're saying that President Trump won 3 terms as disinformation, of course. But President Trump also in that cabinet meeting said the Dems are getting crushed on this because this now allows him and the Republicans to cut some of the programs that they originally wanted to cut. Hakeem Jeffries is too dumb to realize this.
Honestly, can I put it in plain words for you? And you're a smart guy, so you all understand, but a lot of people don't. The Democrats are getting killed on the shutdown because we're closing up programs that are Democrat programs that we were opposed to. So we're being able, and they're never going to come back in many cases. So we're being able to do things that we were unable to do before. So we're closing up programs that are Democrat programs that we wanted to close up or that we never wanted to happen, and now we're closing them up. And we're not going to let them come back. The Democrats are getting killed. And we're going to have a list of them on Friday, closing up some of the most egregious, socialist, semi-communist, probably not full communist, we're saving that for New York, but semi-communist programs. And we're closing them up. We're not closing up Republican programs because we think they work. So the Democrats are getting killed, but they're not telling the people about that. I say it, nobody, well, I haven't said it probably as bluntly as I just said it, but so we are closing up Democrat programs that we think, that we disagree with, and they're never going to open again.
So what exactly is Hakeem Jeffries fighting for? I mean, we know that anything the orange man says is good, they think is bad. So what is Hakeem fighting for, and when is he going to give it up? They're not going to win. The Republicans are not going to cave on this issue. The American people want spending cuts. It's why they voted for President Trump in November. The American people don't want illegals on American paid subsidies. That's why they voted for Donald Trump in 2024 in November. The American people don't want open borders, which is why they voted for Donald Trump. The Americans wanted low inflation. That's why they voted for Donald Trump. Shall I keep going? I'm not sure who's guiding Hakeem Jeffries on this, who's telling him how to speak or go on air or what to not say. He speaks, but he doesn't say much. Schumer too, and Pelosi, she's my favorite. She goes out there like she's 6 bottles deep in Kettle One with some vermouth and olive juice. They go out there and nothing they say is coherent. They literally make Joe Biden look like a cognitive send from God, which is sad because the Democrats have no platform. They run on nothing. They've done nothing. I mean, ask yourself, if you're middle America, any of you guys listening, or low income, what has the Democrats done for you? Or if you're Hispanic or a minority, ask yourself, what have the Democrats done for you in your lifetime? Aside from make you want to pander, aside from trying to race bait and scare you, what have they done for you? They've done nothing but divide and conquer and tell you how much you need them because they're going to save you. But if you look at the numbers and you look at the statistics over the last 10, 15, 20 years, they've done nothing. They've continued to lie to you and lie to you and lie to you. And the Republicans too. And it wasn't until Donald Trump came in where he called them out and said, listen, you've got massive Hispanic communities. You've got massive Black communities. And both the Republicans and the Democrats have done nothing for you. Which is why I die laughing when they come out here and call Trump this racist. He's done more for the Black community than any Democrats have done in the course of political history. Recent political history, I should say. The funding of HBCUs? Joe Biden didn't give a damn about them. Barack Obama may have been Black. He didn't give a damn about them. It was Donald Trump who went out there and got permanent funding for the HBCUs that you don't hear them talking about. Because then they can, of course, run with the notion that Donald Trump is this racist and that Donald Trump hates Black people or Donald Trump hates Hispanics. Doesn't fit their narrative that they've run with for the last 10 years against Donald Trump. Everyone has woken up to the nonsense. And it's why you see the Democrats getting absolutely clobbered. They are literally getting beat over the head with this government shutdown. They're holding the paychecks hostage of innocent government employees. Now, there are some not so innocent government employees out there who are going to lose their jobs to no doing of their own, I must say. It's the past presidents who have bloated this government with nonsense. But there are some out there who are going to lose their jobs. But there are some out there who are not getting paid who deserve to be. Because nobody wants to ask Hakeem Jeffries a straight-up question. What do you oppose in this CR that you didn't oppose when you voted for it just months ago? It's a simple, simple question that nobody wants to hold Hakeem to task. Why? Why is everyone pandering to the Democrats? Mike Johnson certainly isn't. Donald Trump certainly isn't. John Thune certainly isn't for once, thank God. But the mainstream media, of course, should be blowing this thing up. The Democrats are holding your paychecks hostage. Our military members, they're playing games with their paychecks. But nobody wants to ask that simple question. That's the mainstream media for you folks. Folks, we're live tonight here on The Great America Show. If you couldn't tell, So we'll take your questions, comments, shout outs, concerns, all that good stuff. If you're joining us on YouTube, please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. We're trying to grow the audience over there. If you're following us on Rumble, please be sure to like, subscribe, follow as well. Twitter, please be sure to follow us on there. All that good stuff. If you're joining us on audio, the OG platform, we appreciate you guys as always joining us there. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side of this quick break, we're going to get to so much more President Trump's comments. Tish James finally breaking her silence. A big bad orange man having her indicted. J.D. Vance and George Stephanopoulos clashing heads. If you guys missed that, we got it for you. Coming up here on the other side of this quick break of the Great America Show, we're going to take your questions. Please stay with us. We're coming right back.
This past year has been one of the hardest in MyPillow's history. It's because of you that we're making it through. My employees and I want to thank you for your continued support by extending our wholesale prices on classic MyPillows. Get standard classic MyPillows only $14.98. I can't believe I'm even saying that. Only $14.98. But it gets even better. Upgrade to a queen size MyPillow for just $18.98. King size only $1 more. Get my body pillows $29.98 and multi-use MyPillows for only $9.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of these wholesale prices, including my standard size MyPillow, originally $49.98, now only $14.98. Queens $18.98. Kings only $1 more. Not only that, order $75 or more, ship absolutely free. From all of us here at MyPillow, thanks America!
Thanks, everybody, for staying with us here on the Great America Show live. We appreciate it. As always, we're going to get to your comments, questions, concerns, and all that good stuff in just a few moments. Speaker Mike Johnson making his media rounds on television earlier this morning, and I have to say he sounds far more cognitive than Hakeem Jeffries. Johnson laying out very clear and concise the demands of the Marxist dems. The LGBTQ funding, the funding for foreign countries, as we sit here home with the government shutdown. Take a listen.
And they would send $500 million to liberal news outlets by refunding the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. It would also restore up to $5 billion of American taxpayer funds for wasteful spending for international projects. Here's a couple of examples. This is in their legislation, their counterproposal on the CR to keep the lights open. This is what they want to do. They want to spend $24.6 million of your hard-earned dollars as a taxpayer for climate resilience in Honduras. They want to spend $13.4 million for civic engagement in Zimbabwe. They want to send $3.9 million for LGBTQI plus democracy grants in the Western Balkans. They want to spend $2.9 million of your dollars for desert locust risk reduction in the Horn of Africa. And $2 million for, quote, organizing for feminist democratic principles in Africa. We are not doing that.
That's what the Democrats want. Clear and concise and laid out. It's why the American people voted for Donald Trump. Now let's take a listen to Hakeem Jeffries, who was on air just shortly after that, on what he has to say.
Meetings, no discussions. Donald Trump has held them back from even having a meaningful engagement to try to find
You're
common
right down
ground.
the hall from Mike Johnson's office. I know exactly where you are. You could probably take a few steps and go knock on the door and talk to him. Have you tried that?
Speaker Johnson hasn't been given permission to have a conversation with me or Leader Schumer, and he said as much earlier today.
So you don't think he would talk to you at all?
We can have a conversation, but the problem is that until they get the green light to actually have a meaningful discussion to try to find common ground and a bipartisan path forward and a willingness to address the damage that Republicans have done to the health, the safety, and the economic well-being of the American people, then of course any informal discussion is going to be not fruitful.
That guy is such a joke and a loser and an idiot. I mean, there's no nice way to put it when you hear him speak. Of course, Dana Bash doesn't hold him accountable for the lies that he's spewing there, but Mike Johnson doesn't have the permission to speak to you. I mean, who are you fooling with that nonsense? I mean, it's literally insane that people vote for people like Hakeem Jeffries. I mean, ducking, dipping, dodging, all of that good stuff because he can't answer a simple question. Why are you holding the American people hostage? Very, very, very simple. The mainstream media, of course, not able to hold these people to account. which is why they get away and continue to do the things that they do. Donald Trump this afternoon. First, actually, let's talk about what happened to J.D. Vance. Now, J.D. Vance, actually, no, let's save J.D. Vance. We'll save that for the next segment because what ABC did to them deserves a little bit extra time. We're going to talk about that. President Trump in his cabinet meeting was asked about Hamas. And there were some folks on the show last night who were wondering, can we trust Hamas? Can we trust that they're going to give up their weapons? Can we trust that they're going to hold to the ceasefire? Can we trust that they're not going to be total scumbags? President Trump says they have no choice.
They're going to disarm, and because they said they were going to disarm. And if they don't disarm, we will disarm them.
How will you do that?
I don't have to explain that to you. But if they don't disarm, we will disarm them. They know I'm not playing games. Okay? Now, we did something monumental. We got the hostages back. That was the first thing we had to do. Above all else, get the hostages back. Now, they misrepresented because we were told they had 26, 24 of dead hostages, if we can use those terms. And it seems as though they don't have that because we're talking about a much lesser number. But that's a very tough subject. I want them back. That's what they said. I want them back. Also, they said they were going to disarm. And initially speaking, they needed, they did take out a couple of gangs that were very bad, very, very bad gangs, and they did take them out. And they killed a number of gang members. And that didn't bother me much, to be honest with you. That's okay. We had a couple of very bad gangs. It's no different than other countries. Like Venezuela sent their gangs into us, and we took care of those gangs. We have Washington, D.C. is one of the safest cities in the country. It was one of the worst cities in the country if you go back just a little while ago, right? Now it's safe. You can walk to work. Isn't it nice? But we have told them we want to disarm, and they will disarm. And if they don't disarm, we will disarm them. And it'll happen quickly and perhaps violently. But they will disarm. Do you understand me?
Yes. You say
because
quickly.
everyone says, oh, well, they won't disarm. They will disarm. And I spoke to Hamas, and I said, you're going to disarm, right? Yes, sir, we're going to disarm. That's what they told me. They will disarm or we will disarm them. Got it?
Seems like he's not playing around. And, of course, the media. Well, what if they don't disarm? What if they decide they're going to go against you? Well, ask Iran what happened when they decided they were going to play games. They got met with something called a bunker buster. And they're still cleaning up the scraps from their nuclear facilities. I think the mainstream media thinks Donald Trump is playing around. But they should have realized that for the last 10 years he's been in power, he's not playing around. He means business. And they should take him at his word. Because he's kept on his word in just about everything he's done. But the mainstream media, they have their eyes and they have their focus on something far bigger than that. And it's trying to figure out how they can help the Democrats save themselves. And as we all know, the Democrats are far past and far beyond repair. I mean, I've had my doubts about the Republicans coming up in the 2026 midterm elections. I think the Republicans always find a way to do something stupid. I'm not going to sit here and shield them for being numbskulls, because they always find a way to do something absurdly stupid, usually in the time for an election. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that they're not going to do that, because they probably will. But I think the Democrats are so far beyond repair that the Republicans can do that stupid thing that we all know they're going to do, and there's no way they win. And that's not even including the seats that are going to be ungerrymandered and redistricted, because the Democrats gerrymandered many, many seats across many different states, including Texas, which is going to gain a lot. Ohio is going to gain a few. And that doesn't even include the census that's coming in the next few years, where we're going to find out that California lost millions of people and New York lost millions of people. And other far left Marxist states lost people. So that doesn't even count for that. This accounts for the gerrymandering that the Marxist Democrats have been doing for the last 25 plus years. So they're going to be in for a real big eye opener. Before we go to break, folks, let's get to some of your shout outs. I don't mean to hold you guys here and not give you guys the shout outs you deserve. G Wi-Fi, Kelly Song, Fall Girl. Appreciate you guys always tuning in. Thank you so much. Kelly Song says President Trump is motivated by God and his love for this country. Absolutely true. G Wi-Fi, God, family, country. Amen. I agree with you. Amen to that. Bill over on Facebook, the Democrat voting base will decrease by at least 50%. That's my estimate. Yeah, Bill, I agree. Then you got to factor in the cheating, so maybe 15%. Who knows? There was a slight delay in Charlie Kirk's Medal of Freedom ceremony as the Secret Service had to sweep the sky after a report of Hillary Clinton on her broom attempting a flyover. We're going to talk about that beautiful ceremony President Trump did earlier today. Cindy over on Facebook, take congressional personal work off them. No pay for them. Looks like Congress, House, Senate will have to do their own work for once. Yeah, I'm not opposed to that. You see some of these congressmen grandstanding, sending their letters. Hold my back pay, my congressional pay. I don't need it while the American people aren't getting paid. Well, that's because I own like $1 trillion of Apple stock at $5 a share. Hakeem looks at a place without a sombrero on. Yeah, the sombrero on is awesome. Lynn over on YouTube, do you think Pelosi would back down and not go right into Pelosi would absolutely go grandstanding outside the office. Hakeem Jeffries is half the politician. I can't stand Nancy Pelosi, but it doesn't mean she's not a good politician. I mean, she's been there for 100 years and is a successful stock trader, so she's definitely a successful politician, not a good person. She'd be down on that office grandstanding all day long. Hakeem Jeffries has no brain. Just sorry. Daryl over on Facebook. Well, demonic Democrats are vile, violent, evil people. Ain't getting an argument from me on that, partner. Folks, we're going to take a quick break here. On the other side of the break, we're going to take you to some of that ceremony for Charlie Kirk and the Presidential Medal. Tish James is acting up, finally speaking out on her nonsense. And J.D. Vance was on with George Stephanopoulos just a day and a half ago. And George Stephanopoulos is playing games even after his network was sued and forced to pay tens of millions of dollars for being liars. We're going to take a quick break here, folks. We're coming right back on the Great America Show. Please stay with us. We're coming right back.
Just like all of you, I had problems sleeping. I had tried every pillow out there and nothing worked. I'd flip-flop all night, use my arm for support, and fall asleep, or I'd wake up with a sore neck or maybe a headache. Well, quality sleep comes from keeping your neck straight at night. You have to fill in that space between your head and your bed. That's why I invented My Pillow. My Pillow's patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs, and it doesn't matter if you sleep on your back, stomach, side, or any combination of all three.
When I got My Pillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night, and I wake up more well-rested in the morning.
So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get Classic King My Pillows for only $19.98. Queen size just $18.98. Standard Classic My Pillows only $14.98. That's right, only $14.98. Plus all orders $75 or more ship absolutely free.
Thank you, folks, for staying with us here on this live edition of the Great America Show. We truly appreciate it. So, J.D. Vance went on with George Stephanopoulos. Now, I would tell J.D. that was probably his first mistake, is trusting George Stephanopoulos to be an independent journalist. Not asking for a favor, just an independent journalist. Not capable of doing that, of course. Take a listen to Stephanopoulos grilling J.D. Vance on Tom Homan. No, not the work that Tom Homan's doing. A BS report that shows Tom Homan allegedly took $50,000 for some nonsense. Take a listen.
I don't know what tape you're referring to, George. I saw media reports that Tom Homan accepted a bribe. There's no evidence of that. And here's, George, why fewer and fewer people watch your program and why you're losing credibility. Because you're talking for now 5 minutes with the Vice President of the United States about this story regarding Tom Homan, a story that I've read about, but I don't even know the video that you're talking about. Meanwhile, Low-income women can't get food because the Democrats and Chuck Schumer have shut down the government. Right now, we're trying to figure out how to pay our troops because Chuck Schumer has shut down the government. You are focused on a bogus story. You're insinuating criminal wrongdoing against a guy who has done nothing wrong instead of focusing on the fact that our country is struggling because our government's shut down. Let's talk about the real issues, George. I think the American people would benefit much more from that than from you going down some weird left-wing rabbit hole where the facts clearly show that Tom Homan didn't engage in any criminal wrongdoing.
It's not a weird left-wing rabbit hole. I didn't insinuate anything. I asked you whether Tom Homan accepted $50,000, as was heard on an audio tape recorded by the FBI in September 2024, and you did not answer the question. Thank you for your time this morning.
No,
Well,
George,
Governor
I
J.B.
said that I
Pritzker's
don't.
Up next. We'll be right back.
I cannot stand that man, and I think a lot of people have every right to not stand him. I mean, just a deceptive liar. A deceptive liar. Not giving him a chance to respond. That's what these folks do. I mean, total fraud of ABC. That man shouldn't even have a job. Democrats often talk about threats to democracy. That guy's a threat to democracy and to a free and fair press. Now, ABC tried to ask a question today in President Trump's meeting, in the Oval Office meeting. Here was President Trump.
Your ABC fake news. Brian, please.
First of all,
I
congratulations.
don't take questions from ABC fake news. After what you did with Stephanopoulos to the Vice President of the United States, I don't take questions from ABC fake news. Brian, go ahead.
Yes, sir. First of all,
You gotta love that man. You've gotta love him. Oh boy. These mainstream media outlets are so corrupt. They are so damn corrupt. So I appreciate President Trump holding them to account. Earlier today, President Trump, or just moments ago, I should say, held a beautiful memorial for Charlie Kirk, offering him the Presidential Medal of Honor. Freedom. I want to play a quick snippet from it. Some beautiful words from President Trump to Erica Kirk and for Charlie.
1 month after Charlie's death, we still feel the terrible shock and the pain of his loss, like just about nobody I can think of. Charlie Kirk was one of a kind. He was unstoppable, and he really was. Boy, when he had an idea in his head, he would call me, "Sir, please, you haven't done it yet." I said, "Charlie, relax, just relax." He didn't relax. He'd call me the next day again. It got it done. But he was like indomitable and always will be. He's really irreplaceable. Nobody going to replace him. But they're going to do great. But you can't replace that kind of person and that kind of talent, frankly. The word talent is an important word, but that kind of talent. So we hold his memory in our hearts forever. Every single day of this administration, we will continue to carry out the mission for which he lived, and he really did. He lived for this country. He lived for his wife and his family, but he lived for this country too. In Charlie's honor, we will continue like we have been to fight, and to win. We're going to win so much.
Beautiful words from President Trump to Charlie's widow, Erica Kirk. A funny story that he told about Charlie being persistent. He was the same way with the great Lou Dobbs. When he would see Lou, he would take his time and ask him all the questions that he had on the top of his mind, as any good, smart person does. You ask the people who are smarter than you and know more than you, and you try to gauge and pick their brain for what they know and what they can give you. President Trump, just a great American to honor the life of Charlie Kirk. Tish James, big Tish James, who's under criminal indictment right now for her mortgage fraud issues that she's having for her Virginia residence, which we talk about quite often here on the show. Also going to have a problem, I believe, up in New York with her New York residence that she's lied about there as well. Guess when you start lying, you can't stop, Tish, right? Well, big Tish, in a rally for Zohran Mamdani, raised her fist. Says she's going to fight President Trump. We're worried, Tish.
I love you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I've got your back. Yeah. I love you more. So, good evening, everyone. It is so good to be here with all of you, standing with my very good friend, my little brother, and one of the boldest voices in the history of New York politics, Zohran Mamdani. We are here tonight because we are ready to turn the page on the cynical, broken politics of the past. We are ready to build a city that works for the people who actually make it run. Working people, the teachers, the nurses, the drivers, the home health aides, the firefighters, the police, not just for those at the top, but for working people who...
Well, she's at the top. This is a woman who owns multiple houses, so I don't know what she's talking about. She's truly a demonic person. I guess the orange lettering on that sign there just in time for Halloween. That woman's a witch. Folks, that's all for us tonight. Before we go, though, I want to bring you one of my favorite moments from President Trump's press conference today, talking about going to the beach in Argentina. Take a listen.
I'd love to go to Argentina. I'd like to be like Biden. I'd like to go to the beach. You know, my legs are not quite as thin as his. My legs are slightly heavier. My arms are slightly larger. My body is a little bit larger than his. I'm not sure it would be appreciated on the beach, but I'm not going to take a chance. You won't see me in a bathing suit. You won't see in a bathing suit sitting on a beach in Argentina, falling down, not being able to lift a 3-ounce chair, meant for old people to lift, and he couldn't lift it, so we had a problem. He spent too much time on a beach. Somebody told him that he looked good in a bathing suit. And you'd see this guy on the beach all the time. I never quite understood.
A true troll at heart and a great, great American. Folks, that's all for us tonight here on The Great America Show. We appreciate you, as always, tuning into The Great America Show, especially when we do a live show, which we try to do more often here. And I think we're succeeding. So we'll see you back here tomorrow, folks, for The Great America Show, where the quest for truth, justice, and the American way continues. Same time, same place tomorrow. Until then, may God bless you. May God bless America. And may God bless the great, great Lou Dobbs. Please be sure to follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Rumble, wherever you guys are joining us from. Please follow us there. See you tomorrow, folks. God bless you all.